All right, Maddie, welcome back to the Ask Maddie Show. Maddie, how are you doing?
Doing all right. Kind of getting through the end part of a cold here, but ready to talk some crypto.
I'm super excited and you're just a little bit sick, but that's okay. We got a lot of topics today, team. Oh my gosh, we've been killing these Ask Maddie shows. We talk a lot about XRP, a lot about Casper. One of my boys, shout out to Cam, you hit me up. He's like, I'm buying more Casper. I'm like, hell yeah, you should. But before we get started, become a member at CryptoCharge, cryptocharge.com, 2-week free trial. You can click the link in the pinned comment below. It'll take you directly to our website so you can gain more knowledge in crypto and investing. You can also shop at CryptoCharge, shop.cryptocharge.com. Link will also be pinned. Get some swag. Maddie's not wearing swag today. He's always wearing swag, but he's sold on that part. And lastly, guys, please subscribe and like this video. It's very important that you do that. That shows the love, helps YouTube push our videos outwards. And, we feel the love a little bit more when you guys like the video. So make sure you do that. On today's show, your comments, your questions, your hot takes. We're about to get into them. Maddie, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Farman Khan, yes, you are right, but some altcoins are getting delisted despite a big market cap, and therefore you never know which one will be next to go to zero. Maddie, what are your response to this?
So I think that generally people think about XRP when we talk about delisting. That was probably one of the bigger coins that got delisted off some major exchanges like Coinbase, like Binance, like Kraken, and very unfortunate, right? But that's a great example of a coin that got delisted, obviously saw some initial market reaction from that delisting, the SEC enforcement action against Ripple Labs for selling XRP as an unregistered security. Lots of concern. But when you kind of look past that and you look to see what's happened with the market recently, XRP has done decently well. Even from SEC enforcement action to the most recent high, that was about a 15 or 16x in price action there. There are plenty of times where coins could get delisted from an exchange, right? And there's a variety of different things at play when we talk about a delisting, and a lot of it has to do with regulatory concerns. So you have to remember that exchanges are hosted all around the world, right? We have US-based exchanges. We have exchanges that are based in tax haven countries like the Bahamas or the Caymans, right? You also have Japanese-oriented exchanges. You have so many different factors at play here. So sometimes when a coin gets delisted, it's a precautionary measure by the exchange because they feel like there's some regulatory uncertainty with a certain asset. So they would rather take the safe route, make sure that they don't have to lose millions of dollars and just delist that coin. But again, that doesn't mean it's going to zero. The beauty about crypto is that you don't have to be in this stock-like mentality, right? Like if you're with your brokerage, you have to keep all of your Microsoft shares, all your Apple shares with a brokerage. You only have the choice of moving to another brokerage. You don't have the opportunity to take self-custody of that. With crypto, we have the opportunity to take self-custody. So we can take our coins off of exchange, host them in self-custody wallets. So we don't necessarily have to depend on one single exchange. So I don't think that a single exchange or even multiple exchanges delisting a coin means that it's going to zero or that it doesn't have utility in the future.
Yeah, that just kind of clicked for me right now why people were so skeptical because they come from that stock background and I don't come from that background. So it's only natural for me to hold my crypto.
Right.
So it's natural. It feels very natural, but you got to understand what you're invested in, the space you're invested in. You take control of your own crypto, right, Maddie?
Absolutely. It's the safest and most obvious solution in my opinion.
We're going to keep beating the head on the drum, Maddie. You were early on this, and then all of last year, you're just like, yep, I told you guys.
Definitely.
All right, let's move along. Ruben Ortega, Bitcoin has never been hacked. Any thoughts? What they throw you? They throw this at you, Maddie, because they bring up altcoins. But go ahead. This is just, they always like to throw this in your face. Bitcoin's never been hacked.
So this is kind of one of the big selling points of Bitcoin, right? And again, I love that Bitcoin has provided the entryway for a lot of participants to get involved in crypto. I'd love to hear that someone's into Bitcoin than not into crypto at all. I think that Bitcoin definitely has a long, bright future ahead of it. One of the big benefits of the Bitcoin network is the high level of security, right? And that comes from that proof of work model. On the flip side of that, unfortunately, comes the cost and transaction time with that high level of security, right? So, sometimes Bitcoin transactions settle very, very quickly, and sometimes they take upwards of 2 hours to settle, depending on what kind of network congestion is going on. There's also a pretty decent cost associated with that, right? Because you're having people put in actual work, having to put up energy using their mining machines in order to secure the network. So you have kind of this speed and cost, component that comes here at the, expense of high security, right? But on the same token, right, if we look at something, no pun intended, if we look at something like XRP has been up for just a little bit less time than Bitcoin has 100% uptime, right? And the XRP ledger has not been hacked. So, and it, is able to do transactions a lot cheaper, a lot more quickly. So, just because a network hasn't been hacked yet and, has high level of security doesn't mean that it's a superior blockchain, but it definitely is a staple of the Bitcoin blockchain is high level of security. That's the main reason someone would want to transact through the Bitcoin network.
Great breakdown, Maddie. Don G532, influencers are heavily paid to promote XRP on TikTok, currently the most funded advertisement on TikTok. Maddie, so obviously we got to address the elephant in the room. On a weekly basis, people think we are shillers, and they think you're shilling Casper, they think you're shilling XRP, they think XRP's paying you. Who's that? What does that even mean? Who's XRP to pay me? Maddie, can you just address the elephant in the room? Are you getting paid to shill these cryptos?
Short answer is no. I actually don't blame a lot of you guys for kind of having all of this information thrown at you guys, because there is so much more misinformation out there regarding Ripple and XRP than there is good, positive, true, concrete information being pressed out there. So it's not necessarily your guys' fault that you're a product of this environment of misinformation. You're being overloaded with it all the time. Like you were kind of alluding to, there's really nobody to pay me to promote XRP, right? Of course, many of the executives at Ripple have talked about, if XRP does well, that's beneficial for Ripple long term, of course, right? You're having a higher usage of XRP, the prices of XRP is going up because there's a greater demand for XRP, which of course means that, their ODL corridors and all their products are going to do well, because that means there's people actually utilizing the network. There's a utility case being pressed in that sense. But yeah, nobody's paying me to promote XRP, right? I've never talked to anybody on the Casper team. I've never met the developers at the Casper team. In what we talk about on TikTok, I don't earn any money from TikTok on that stuff either. What we do is we're providing you guys information for free, real, genuine, solid information from, hours of research that me and my entire team do every single week. We give you guys little tidbits of that on social media so that you guys can see that we're not full of it. And then you can come check out our platform where we give you guys more education. We would never tell you guys about assets that we're not investing in ourselves. And we're also telling you where we're buying and where we're selling. So we're not telling you, hey, buy this asset, but we're not going to tell you where we're getting out. Even if you have this mentality that, we're bag dumpers and we're trying to get people to buy it so we can dump, why would we tell you exactly where we're going to exit? You guys could sign up for a 30-day free trial and see exactly our plan and follow the plan exactly one for one, right? So, it's easy to say that somebody's shilling something until we're in the bull market and then everybody sees the fundamentals crystal clear and they're like, whoa, no, Casper is a great blockchain. You have NFTs and smart contracts and predictable gas fees and software development tools so that enterprise can build super quickly and efficiently. That's all super crystal clear in a bull market. But when price is at, a few pennies right now, it's a coin that nobody wants to talk about. And it's even the same with the meme coins, right? Everyone talks about how meme coins can go much higher when we're in a bull market, and then nobody could, ever wants to talk about Doge or Shiba in the bear market. I understand that, you guys maybe feel like you can't trust a lot of people in this space, and it's true, you can't trust a lot of people in this space. But you don't blame me because of the information that you guys get from other sources that are clearly misleading you or are doing things for their own personal gain.
Great breakdown, Manny. Great insight there. Darrell B, I'm just worried about selling high. Darrell speaking about XRP here. Selling high, waiting for retracement to rebuy, and it never happens. It just jumps to $10, then $20. Maddie, can you provide any insight here, maybe on your technical background, your expertise, or maybe just what have you seen in crypto for this to so just to ease Darrell here?
Yeah, sure. So, number one rule of investing and trading as a whole, especially trading, but even with your long-term investing, is you have to remove your emotion from it. Right. That is really the number one downfall of every investor, every trader, is being emotional with it, right? You see price move very, very quickly in either direction. It can definitely change your decision-making abilities. You see price move against you 50%. Oh, I better sell now before it drops another 50%. Where you see price rise 2x, oh, well, I'll just keep holding on because it's going to go 10x, it's going to go 20x, it's going to go 50x, right? That greed sets in. So the emotions are real and they're there. So what you do with those emotions and how you tame them is really going to affect your overall profitability long-term. So, with XRP, it's definitely one of those assets that moves quickly. We kind of see Bitcoin do this sideways boogie and then kind of move its way up a bit and pop some, 1 or 2K candles and then move sideways, do some nice corrections. XRP is a very violent beast. You'll generally see 30 days of just straight up and then sideways, and then up a little bit more for a double peak. historically what we've seen. So I do understand that FOMO of like, I need to get in now because it's going to, just keep going up. But while we're in these periods now where we're in accumulation and we still have opportunities to DCA and dollar cost average below 50 cents, that's going to be the best way you want to build your position. Now, for me personally, what I've done is I've taken a little bit of profit on my XRP bag up here in the mid 50-cent range, because I do think we're going to get another pullback to the 30s or 40s. That's going to allow me to buy more XRP, increase my overall position without introducing new fiat into my portfolio. But again, it's about 30-35%. So I didn't say all in or all out, right? I don't think crypto's an all in or all out game. I still have most of my bag ready to go if price decides to take off, but I just don't think we're ready for that yet. Bitcoin halving is still not until March or April. Do I think we can get some more nice appreciation in the altcoin market throughout this year? Absolutely. But what we've seen historically in the last 2 cycles is that you generally get some sort of very big back test after that parabola. So don't think that you've missed out and that there isn't opportunities to build your bags bigger. There definitely is going to be those opportunities. Stack cash on the side if you feel like the market's moving too quickly and too hot, and then wait for that pullback to reinvest.
Great breakdown, Matty. All right, last one here. We have a couple, not as many questions as here today, but there are a lot to pack into here. Brandon Dolan, what is the top 3 cryptocurrency that will see gains? Matty, big question here.
It is a big question. So for me, I focus mostly on the altcoin market. And that's just because, when we look at Bitcoin and we look at Ethereum cycle after cycle, will they continue to produce gains? Yes, of course. Just like the Dow Jones will continue to produce gains and the S&P 500 will continue to produce gains. But why are you guys right now focusing on crypto compared to traditional investment vehicles like the Dow Jones and the S&P? Because the returns become less and less every single year because that market cap keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, right? So it takes a lot more money to push price in a much smaller amount of time. So not to say that you guys should YOLO in on every micro cap you see just because the technical side says there's a 1000x on the table, right? We still need to kind of have a balanced approach of, I still want to make sure there's enough liquidity to be able to invest in this. I want to make sure the fundamentals look good and that I'm actually investing in something that's competitive and it's not just another copycat of another coin, right? Because there's plenty of ETH killers out there. There's plenty of Bitcoin killers. I really despise that term altogether. You really shouldn't be using those terms if you're talking about something that's competitive and proprietary and something that you're introducing into the crypto ecosystem that's going to provide people an exponential amount of value. You shouldn't have to use those types of terms. So for me, some of the top assets I'm looking at right now, of course, XRP is going to be one of them. We're trading around 50 cents right now. If you don't have any XRP, I would start to DCA in. If you got a lot of XRP and you're looking to add some others, I would maybe wait a little bit, see if we get a nice pullback on XRP. Casper has not blown up yet. We're still trading, around 4 cents right now. Yeah, about 4 cents as of current recording. Under 5 cents for me is still that DCA zone. My long-term targets for Casper, 80 cents, $1, and even upwards of $4 or more if things get really, really crazy. So that's going to be a big pick for me. Zcash is also something I'm picking up right now. Privacy coin, right? There's always going to be demand for privacy. From a retracement standpoint, I showed on stream the other day how it could potentially, from give or take current market prices, do a 20x just in a retracement, right? So in my opinion, that's a better investment than Bitcoin or Ether, if we're looking at even just the gains there. And then for my third one, again, this would maybe be a bonus one, if in addition to the XRP, would probably be VeChain. VeChain is excellent for logistics. There is a lot of use cases already built on the VeChain network. It's been tried and proved over and over. And from a technical perspective, there is an illiquidity wick about $1 on VeChain. We're trading right around 2.3 cents right now. So you're giving yourself like a 50x from current market prices for VeChain. So those are kind of the 3 picks. We have plenty of other picks at cryptocharge.com that have a variety of different ROIs, variety of different use cases. But those are 3 that I would kind of give you guys as little freebies today.
Matty, how are you approaching your VeChain purchase? How are you purchasing your VeChain purchasing? Because I know that's something that I don't know if it's in your top 10 crypto holdings. Is it something that's about to enter, or? So
it actually did pop into my top 10 recently because what I decided to do was liquidate my XLM position. And I know that I'm probably going to get some hate for that. But my XRP position is so huge, right? And that's already a payment play. It's utilizing a lot of the same mechanisms that XRP uses. So I just don't feel like it's necessary to bet on 2 of almost identical protocols. So I liquidated XLM and I dropped that into Casper. I've increased my Casper position exponentially by liquidating XLM and putting it into Casper. So VeChain actually represents about 1% of my portfolio right now, which isn't a huge amount. But again, I'm focused on the coins that I'm, more fundamentally bullish on in addition to the technicals, but I still want to have exposure to things like VeChain because when we're in an altcoin cycle, you generally don't see everything do their 5x or 10x all at once. You'll generally see money kind of cycle through those. So if you're able to place your chips a little bit more thinly and you're able to kind of have a little bit more diversity, you're able to capitalize and say one of your coins does a 2 or a 5 or a 10x and one of your coins hasn't done it yet. You can cycle some of those profits into the coin that hasn't done it yet. So you're able to actually compound those gains. So that's one of the main reasons why I like to be diversified.
Great breakdown, Matty. Team, if any of this information was a little bit too much for you or you had trouble grasping it, go to cryptocharge.com, check out the beginner's course. 45 minutes, it will get you integrated into crypto like with ease. Matty banged that out, and we really debated on what need to be applied for a beginner. You know, that's someone who hasn't invested at all. And so if you are confused, if you are lost, if you need some better insight, cryptocharge.com, definitely check out that beginner's course. Manny, anything to leave the team with, words of encouragement? I think we're in Q2 now. We had a very interesting Q1. Anything, forward looking for the rest of the year in your eyes?
Yeah, I mean, I think things are going to heat up, definitely. I think that, not to get, go into too big of a tangent here, I think the Federal Reserve is feeling the pain right now. I think we're going to be moving to an environment of quantitative easing sometime in the near future, meaning that, we're in an environment of looser credit conditions. There's going to be more money available. So we're probably going to see a little bit more activity in the stock market, a little bit more activity in the crypto market, an opportunity for a retracement, not necessarily an all-time high this year, but definitely some big multiples that you guys could be getting this year by paying attention and investing in some of these altcoins in the bear market here. So I definitely pay attention to that. Like you said, we've got the beginner course. We've got all the tools you guys could possibly need at cryptocharge.com. We're also extending our 2-week trial to actually a 30-day free trial, and you guys don't even have to put a credit card in there. So this is going to be a great opportunity over the next 30 days for you guys to drop in there, check out our platform. We do a bunch of live streams every week. We also have that Discord community. So I know that learning and trading can be a very lonely thing, and doing it by yourself can be overwhelming. So jumping in that Discord, asking myself questions directly, interacting with our moderators, interacting with our other members, I feel like people get a lot out of that, and I really hope that you guys would give it a chance.
Words of wisdom, Matty. Don't go at this alone, team. Have Matty by your side. That's all we have for today, team. See ya.